This is why you hate the sound of your own voice. Hello and welcome to another edition of Shine 365, where our job is to make your life a little easier. Today's article that we'll be reviewing comes from Inverse. Here's Why You Hate the Sound of Your Own Voice by Neil Bott. As a surgeon who specializes in treating patients with voice problems, I routinely record my patients speaking. And for me, these recordings are valuable. They allow me to track slight changes in people's voices from visit to visit, and it helps confirm whether a surgery or voice therapy is actually working. Yet, I'm always surprised at how difficult these situations are for my patients, the author says. Many become visibly uncomfortable upon hearing their own voice played back to them. They say, "Do I really sound like that?" My wife, when I videotape her and I play it back, she says, Do I really sound like that? And sometimes when I watch the podcast, does my voice really sound like that? Well, apparently, yes, it does. The discomfort we have over hearing our voices in audio recordings is probably due to a mix of psychology and physiology. When you listen to a recording of your own voice, the sound travels through the air and into your ears. And that's what is referred to as air conduction. The sound energy vibrates through the eardrum and small ear bones. And these bones then transmit the sound vibrations, which stimulate the nerves in your ears, and that sends a signal in your brain. So all these things have to happen. And what you're hearing sounds different than what other people are hearing. When you speak, the sound of your voice reaches the inner ear in a different way. While some of the sound is transmitted through air conduction, much of the sound is actually internally conducted directly through your skull bones. So what you're hearing is directly in your head. What other people hear is what comes out through the air, through space, through distance. If the person's 2 feet away, they may hear it differently than if they're 10 feet away. It makes a difference. For this reason, people generally perceive their voices as deeper and richer when they speak. That's what you're hearing in your head. You're hearing a deeper and richer voice. I notice with my voice, I hear it much deeper than it actually sounds. And this bothers people. And it bothers me. It bothered me until I got used to it. Your real life voice might be thinner and more high pitched. I noticed that with my voice 100%. It's definitely thinner and more high-pitched. But I have to deal with it. I have to get used to it. And you can work on your voice. Even though we may actually sound like our recorded voice to others, I think the reason so many of us squirm when we hear our own voice is that the recorded voice is necessarily worse than our perceived voice, because the recording shapes things as well. A study published in 2005 had patients with voice problems rate their own voices when presented with recordings of them. The researchers found that patients across the board tended to more negatively rate the quality of their own recorded voice compared with the objective assessments of clinicians. So really, when it comes to your voice, you're your harshest critic. But don't be so hard. Don't be so hard. You're hearing something different inside your head than other people hear, but your voice is just fine. And we'll see you next time on Shine 365.